I want to transition into talking to you about how to optimize your Shopify store. So, and I want to focus on the main page on your store, which is your product offer page, which, most e-commerce sales funnels go video, image, or GIF ad direct to product offer page. So I want to talk about the product offer page because that's the page where the person is going to actually make a buying decision. So you really have three main types of product offer pages: traditional, which is kind of like this, and everything's kind of above the fold. The typical use cases are like show heavy products. Don't have a lot to say about them. Strong image focus, maybe a strong pre-sale before seeing the product page. Not much to say about it other than kind of like, this is what it is, and brands that are focused on repeat business that don't need to do a lot of selling, low ticket items, and mobile focused brands. So that's traditional, where everything kind of stays above the fold, old school product offer pages. Then you got the long form sales pages, and here's some examples of these. And typical use cases here are when you got a direct response marketer in charge, good copywriter on the team, lifestyle story-based products, demoable products, education required before the purchase, high ticket items tend to have long form sales pages, etc. And then you got the product mini site, which is where you've got multiple pages that are unified by a sticky header that all have calls to action to a buy box. So you kind of got multiple pages that are selling an individual product. And usually that's for single item brands, but I also use this a lot to tell longer form stories about my brands. So which one is better? Well, it doesn't really matter as long as the conversion assets are the same. So I've got a theory, and first I'll talk to you about structure. So there's your product page structure is header, carousel, buy box, stacked conversion support content. So you've got your header, you've got your carousel, you've got your buy box, and then you've got your stacked conversion support content. No matter what your product offer page is, you're going to have these elements. You're going to have to optimize these elements. So the goal of the header is to provide access to any non-necessary product content, to any necessary non-product content, to not get in the way, to be easy to use, to support the call to action, and to access the shopping cart. And also, I like to reaffirm my brand identity. I'm going to give you some specifics of what I want you to do in all these elements. I'm just building the framework for you. The carousel shows off the product, demonstrates the ownership benefit, loads fast, has at least 8 different looks, builds desire for the product, and showcases the videos and GIFs that you have. And the buy box simplifies your sales pitch, upsells and cross-sells, overcomes any final objections, and gets that add to cart click. And then finally, the stacked conversion support content is designed to sell, demonstrate credibility, speak to different types of consumers, overcome objections, and build desire. Now, to make all this work, going back to what I just said, it comes down to conversion assets. So what is a conversion asset? Well, my theory is that your product page is simply a collection of conversion assets that work in concert with one another to support you in your goal, which is a conversion, and your customer in their goal, which is a solution to their problem. Conversion asset is simply a piece of media, text, image, video, that supports a prospect in making a buying decision. Common conversion assets are images, sales videos, testimonials, USP images, sales copy, etc. And we're going to run through all my must-have conversion elements on your product offer page. I'm going to run through, like, at a high level, what I've seen work, what you should do to have optimize your Shopify product offer page, and then all the apps that I use to make this work. So you got to decide on a layout, traditional, long form, or mini site. Is there a lot to say about your product? If no, traditional. If yes, long form. And you could also do mini site. Some tips for your header. Keep it real slender. You don't want the header to take up more than 10% of the screen real estate on mobile, and more than 15 to 20% on desktop. You want access to the shopping cart in the header, so it's easy to get to the cart from the header. You want your brand tagline. I really like to reaffirm my brand identity in the header. And you want a call to action to opt in or purchase in the header on desktop and in the navigation on mobile. I also like to include my brand logo in my header of my sites because it's kind of like people tend to click on the brand logo because 80% of transactions happen on the top 10 sites in the world, Amazon, eBay, etc., and all of them have their logo, and you can tap it and get back to the homepage. So people are used to that, so I put the logo in the header as well. You got to make those links real easy to read. On mobile in particular. And let me show you some improvements we made to our mobile header. And this goes to show you the difference between mobile and desktop and why you have to optimize for it. So you can see here, $6 million of our revenue comes from mobile. This is an outdated statistics, more like 70% of our traffic now. But when this was taken, it was 50% mobile, 24% desktop. Now it's like 62% mobile and like 10% tablet, and maybe 20% desktop. But the point is that we realized that our conversion rate on desktop was 4%, and our per session value on mobile was only 87 cents compared to a much higher value on desktop. So we wanted to optimize that. So we added a more functional header by labeling the buttons, by adding a search option, and by bookmarking important pages. So we modified the mobile header in that way. We also added a quick way to get back up to the top for users who were scrolling down to the bottom. So if they scroll down and then they show that, we add this little thing that they can tap and it will just take them back up to the top. And we also added a bar that appears if they begin to scroll up. So if they scroll up, we know that they're looking for the header, so we drop it down for them. So and we also had our navigation links really hard to read on pink. We made them much easier to read on white. And we've actually made some additional updates since then, but so we display the entire menu. We gave an easy ability to hide the menu. We added our call to action button, made it big, easy to read font, made it a clear white background. And you can see that our average order value went up 3%, and our e-commerce conversion rate went up 20% on mobile just by updating the header. And that's just one example of mobile site optimization. Again, I teach a lot about this on the Zipify.com blog, but I just wanted to drive the point home that optimizing your mobile header is the easiest way to get a bump on mobile. And you can see here, someone begins to scroll down. We pop that button up for them. They can tap it and go back up to the top. They begin to scroll down and they start to scroll up. We drop the header down for them. We made it much easier to use the hamburger menu, so on and so forth, as I mentioned. The other thing that we do on our landing pages is we make the header sticky. So you can see as someone scrolls, the calls to action stay with them on mobile and desktop for like the main page you land on when you get to our site. Notice there's a double call to action header here. We only have two goals in e-commerce: get someone to view our products, get someone to get on our email list. That's all we're trying to do. So we make those two calls to action prominent in the header on our main landing pages when someone comes from an ad, and we make them sticky so they stick with you as you scroll. Now, moving on from the header, we go into the buy box. Here's what everybody does is they have the product name on their buy box at the top. We changed that and put a testimonial, social proof, to open our buy box. People know what the product is. They saw an ad about it. And average revenue per user increased about $1.25. And conversion rate increased 5%, outperforming the control the whole time. And we tested this many times over, and it always won. So we opened the buy box with a testimonial. Your product carousel, you underestimate how important this is. 80% of people who hit the page go to this and scroll on it. You've got to have a good product carousel. You've got to have it easy to see. 90% of the information transmitted to our brain is visual. 93% of consumers consider images essential in making purchase decisions. Your images represent your product's perceived value and quality. And there's really only two types of image. There's main product on white, or a colored backdrop, which is what most people do. And then there's lifestyle and in-context images. These are the ones that you're missing that you need. You need both, right? Some tips for your carousel: quality matters. You got to have high quality, well-done images. You want to show the product in multiple forms, multiple angles, multiple use cases. You want to show the product in its intended environment. You want to show what the product is made of or how it was made. And you want to show the mobile icons on mobile, ideally the image icons on mobile, and you want to optimize the images so that they load super fast. At Zipify Pages, our app, we create 7 different versions of the images for you, and we serve up a small version on mobile, a bigger version on tablet. We optimize the images based on the device that the user is viewing on so that it loads quicker. We do that on your behalf. Now your buy box content. Now, a lot of brands don't have any copy in their buy box. They just have the name and the price. I've got a formula that works super well. And I found that, I've tested over the years having different stuff in the buy box. This is my best formula. Open with a testimonial, one sentence on ownership benefit, and then 1 to 2 sentences on the overview of the product. So open with a customer testimonial, then a ownership benefit statement, then a 1 to 2 sentence summary of the product. Customer testimonial, ownership benefit statement, what's the benefit of owning the product, and then a review of what they're actually going to get. That's my formula. So first thing you got to answer is, first you do a customer testimonial, then you do, as a result of owning this product, you will get, have, obtain, become, feel, be perceived as, etc. Answer that. And then what is the product? Answer that in 1 to 2 sentences. That's in your buy box. That's your buy box copy formula. Then you need an order bump in the buy box, right? A pre-purchase order bump on the product offer page. which is essentially an upsell or cross-sell used to maximize average order value. We help you do this with our app company, Zipify. This is my first ever e-commerce business back in 2007. That's me in a mullet wig. That's me in an Elvis wig. That's my wife in a troll wig. And we've got that pre-purchase order bump that we had all the way back then. 60% of people took that wig cap. We made $3.50 extra on every order by having a pre-purchase order bump. You can do it by having pricing tiers, different sizes, buy more and get a discount. You can do it again by having different pricing tiers. You can upsell to a bundle like we do here with a link. Amazon also upsells to a bundle. These folks also upsell to a bundle using a link. You can cross-sell an additional item. You can upsell to subscription. You can have them add the product to the cart and drop them on an interstitial page. So basically they add the product to the cart and then you drop them on a sandwich page saying, hey, do you want to get one more? Or do you want to get an additional item? We usually use that during sale events. This is again the Amazon model. But whatever way you do it, you've got to have an on-page pre-purchase order bump to increase your average order value. And the reason for that is 75% of people who buy once are never buying again. So if you don't do all this stuff to increase your conversion rate and average order value, you're going to be missing out on 75% of the people who are going to buy from you one time and literally never come back. And then your repeat business is going to come from the 25% of people who will buy a second time, buying, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, etc. Some more buy box tips. You want to have your call to action above the fold on desktop and mobile. You want to have, quantity and variant selectors to give people the option to select variants if you have those and to increase the quantity of your order. You want to have full width buttons on mobile so it's easy to tap, right? Have those buttons go full width on mobile. And you need unique selling propositions or guarantees under the call to action button. So right under the add to cart, USPs or guarantees. And you can see we use guarantees and USPs. The isolation effect on your call to action buttons, which is essentially having your call to action buttons be a different color than the rest of your site so they really stand out, as you can see here. We were doing that here on this wig site back in the day. Orange was the only time you saw that color on the site. Then there's your main sort of sales copy or product description, which is that long form stacked sales content. And this is the copy that explains what a product is and why it's worth purchasing. And the goal is to explain the features and benefits of the product so that someone is compelled to buy. And these days, scannability is everything. So we use headlines and bullets. So this is our formula. We do 2 headlines, 6 bullets, and 1 story. So our first headline is 3 bullets, all on the ownership benefit, right? So we do a headline and 3 bullets, all on the ownership benefit. What is the benefit of owning this product? Then we do a headline and 3 bullets on what are the features of this product. So what's in it? How is it made? Why is it good? What is it made out of, etc. Like not the benefit, but kind of the features. And then we do a mini story that's why should you buy this from us? What's like a compelling little mini story about who we are, how, why you might want to buy it, any kind of social proof that we might have, what it's made of, what it'll do for you, like just a little story in there that tells you more additional reasons why you should buy. And that is what we use for our long form sales pages. And most people here, I believe, are going to be having long form sales pages. So I'm giving you the formula. So I only have 30 minutes that we use on long form sales pages. Works incredibly well. Of course, we've then got, other conversion assets like customer testimonial videos and product demonstration videos and images and, unique selling propositions in image format and all kinds of other stuff. But this is just the sales copy formula that we use. You got to decide on your unique selling propositions and create images to support them, right? So these folks are using, USPs specific to their product. It's washable, it's flexible, it's breathable. These folks are using USPs specific to social proof. Hey, we help people. We got 1 million followers. We give free shipping. We're doing, made in the USA. These folks are doing, hey, we got a warranty. We're doing fast shipping, hassle-free returns. So USPs in image format, right? Quick delivery. You got to have those. These folks are doing buy now, pay later. That's a USP that they have in image format. Now, finally, I kind of whizzed through this because I wanted to give you as much as I could in the 30 minutes I had, and I wanted to cover the high level stuff you need to know to scale to 8 figures, and then some optimization points for your product offer page. You'll have the slides and you'll have the video, so you can go back and watch it a little bit slower. The applications we use on our Shopify store: Connect, which is a new SMS marketing app that I created that'll be coming out in about a month. We're already using it on our store. Klaviyo email marketing, bulk discount code generator, lets us create a lot of discounts all at once and then use them in different ways. Postpilot to send out postcards, Privy to do email pop-ups, Rewind to back up our website, Avalara sales tax for our sales tax stuff, Zendesk for our ticketing system, Zipify OneClickUpsell, also an app that I made for upsells, cross-sells, pre-purchase, post-purchase, Zipify Pages, Builder, and Editor, everything that I teach on how to optimize your product offer page, all the templates. You can literally copy them, deploy them on your Shopify store using Zipify Pages. And on the Zipify blog, I teach way more in-depth on all this stuff too. Stamp.io for reviews, Fraud Filter for filtering out fraudulent orders, and Flexify for our Facebook product feed. So those are the apps that we're using to make all this stuff happen. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you got some value out of this. My name is Ezra Firestone. You can follow me on Instagram at Ezra Firestone. You can follow Zipify on Instagram at Zipify Apps. And you can check out my marketing blog, www.smartmarketer.com. Hope you enjoyed this. See you later.